latest with ARON Baynes?
Yeah, so Aaron's going to go through his warm-up, already went through walkthrough. Good chance that he'll be available to play limited minutes.
How much do you have to monitor him before he ramps up?
I mean, he'll be on like I said, limited minutes. I don't know exactly what that is. He'll go through this and then they'll tell me after, but I'm guessing no more than 12 to 15 minutes max here in the first at least week or so.
How does Chris coming back affect what James does?
I just think it gives him another guy to be the primary playmaker, so James can either go to the bench and get some rest, or they can play off each other and play together. A lot of teams have been trapping James, get the ball out of his hands. A lot of teams have been running and jumping. That's a much scarier proposition when Chris Paul's on the floor, because now he gets the ball and now he's playing 4-on-3, and it's almost unfair. So I think it's a really, really hard duo to guard. They obviously isolate a ton, but they also play off of the strengths of both those guys in pick and roll too. It makes it tough.
We talked about needing that win the other day, just to get a sense of relief. Have you noticed a change in the team's attitude since then?
It's a good question. I don't think huge change. I mean, I think we expect that the season's going to have some ups and downs, but we were really disappointed with the Bulls and Toronto games and how we played. Less disappointed in Milwaukee and Portland because we played a little bit better and gave ourselves a chance to win. But at the end of the day, it's about playing well. And we played fine on Friday, but we still know we need to play better, and that probably won't be good enough today if we play the same. So these are great opportunities ahead of us, because I've always thought that teams are always 1, 2, 3 really good wins away from being galvanized, and we've rode the up and down roller coaster all year. So this stretch is important.
Brad, you guys had a better road record last year at home. Why?
Did we really?
Yeah. Why the road troubles this year? How do you fix being a better road team?
Play better for 48 minutes. I mean, it's the bottom line. We all have to do a little bit more, a little bit better, but winning on the road is hard. You have to, every moment you walk into that, every possession matters. When the other crowd is going, it feels like it matters even a little bit more. But, you got to be able to stay in the moment. And this, that's one thing that, I always thought in a game we were great at staying in the moment, and after a game we were great at moving on. I'm not sure we've been great at either of those yet, and we'll have to get there if we want to be capable of moving on when the regular season ends.
Are you excited about that challenge of playing? I mean, obviously, home state and going to get back to LA.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, I love that. I mean, it's so much fun as a coach or a player to get ready to play against great players like Harden and Paul, and a great team, great coach today, and then everything that's after that. It's what it's all about. It's fun.
Old expression, Brad, defense travels.
Yeah.
Would you say that that's a big part of maybe what's been missing this year on the road? Is that kind of that attitude?
I think you could go through every game. Mike can probably find something different. I mean, we held Milwaukee to 97 and Toronto to 200. So, like, one game we didn't guard and one game we really did. We lost them both. I just think, like, ultimately, you got to play great, possession to possession, to have a chance to win, home or road. But certainly, in those environments, staying in the moment and being able to play that next possession well is important.
I know it's a team game when you're talking defense, but Marcus Smart and what he's meant to this team over the years, and today against.
I mean, 5 years in
James.
now, I really hope Marcus finally gets recognized as an all-defensive team member. We've thought ever since he got here that he's one of the best defenders in the league. I'm sure if you took a poll of players around the league that even though they might be annoyed by him sometimes, they would all say that he is, right? Because he's into people, he's physical, he's tough, he's got a motor, he's got great hands. Like, he should be on that team. I hope he gets honored with that.
Brad, you guys, since the All-Star break, have seemed to struggle a bit offensively. Obviously the shots aren't falling. Is there anything else there that you see?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the other day we had a lot better movement, body movement than we have. But we've gotten, we've had a number of quarters that have been good, but nothing really consistent. And I just think we just have looked stagnant more than we have in the previous 2 months. We've really tried to emphasize the body and ball movement at Friday's shoot-around prior to the Washington game. It was better, and it's going to have to be better again. This is a tough team to play against because they do all that switching. It kind of baits you into playing an ISO game yourself. And so, obviously, we've got a couple of guys that's good, but you have to pick your spots well and make sure that we're balancing the ball movement with appropriate attacks.
Brett, last time in Houston, you guys played Harden really well in the first half and you still had finished 45.
Yeah. Well, what do you have in the first half? He had 5 threes, right?
Yeah, but in the second quarter.
But we didn't foul him.
Yeah, we didn't foul him.
I mean, that's the hardest part. Like, everybody says, okay, we all could try to mimic the step back. We all know it's coming. The hard part is not knowing it's coming or challenging it. It's challenging it without fouling it, because you can't be in his landing area, and so ultimately that's the hard part. You got to do a great job against this team of making it as tough as possible. You do have to pick your poison a little bit, because then we got antsy, more aggressive, and then we sent him to the line, I think, on 4 separate three-pointers.
17 separate.
Yeah, so goal number 1, keep him off the line and guard him as hard as you can. Ultimately that's what you got to try to do, but some of those step backs he's going to hit, and you just got to make those as tough as possible.
When you talk about challenging shots, especially from Harden, how often do you guys talk about the actual technique of challenging his shot in particular? Typically, it sounds like you just say challenge the shot.
I mean, we work the techniques anytime we get a chance to practice, but I think you have to challenge him a little bit uniquely. I think there's been guys throughout the course of time here that you may have to do different things against. I've always talked about with Dirk, there's no sense in trying to jump as high as you can and try to challenge Dirk's shot when he was at the prime of his career. You got to catch his eye in a different way because he doesn't feel you, especially if you're a smaller guy. Harden is a little bit different, but you do have to work on your challenges, talk about them, and think about how you want to best challenge. And it's still, every team's in the league is doing it. And he still had 58 last game, and was averaging whatever he's averaging. Thanks.